Hello and welcome to this colorful springtime edition of Trendz Travel. I am your host Nadia Dambuza. Today we are coming to you from the fun and bright Daville Bailey Gallery in Johannesburg. Life is slowly resuming in the world of outdoor events. The Victoria Yards in Johannesburg kicked off the spring season with the popular First Sundays. We're talking food, art and fun with all COVID protocols in place.
The grass seems greener, the sky feels bluer, and the sun is finally out. And so are the once homebound, now eager families and even the playful pets who have been cooped up for far too long during the dry, extended, dreary lockdown period. Level 2 brings with it the open spaces and social experiences we have all been longing for. And it all comes together right here in Lawrenceville, Johannesburg at the Victoria Yards First Sundays Market.
We came across this idea of having a market day a month, and at a time when people get their salaries, and we had no idea that Victoria Yards would kind of kick off and go like it has.
The first Sundays market amid COVID-19 has seen many from all walks of life and all ages flock to the yard, with face masks intact, adhering to all protocols of course.
Obviously it's a far more controlled environment, both from the public's perspective, because they're wary about going into public spaces where there are lots of public. Before lockdown, I think we had record crowds of over 2,000 people a day. I think that has dropped down to about 800 people, and 800 people through the day, it's not very many, and we can really handle it, and there's still lots of open breathing space.
But in such an open-air environment, how do they manage the influx of incoming crowds?
From our point of view and our controls to let people in, we monitored, we wear pegs, our temperatures are taken, and you have to hand your peg in when you leave, so we can control the amount of people coming through the gate. And it's a very basic, low-tech kind of low-tech way of doing it, but it's very effective.
But now onward to the market, wondering what we can expect to find here.
And it's really important that we focus on South African products and people. So what you'll find here today are quality products that are made by South Africans. And obviously what we've just come through, it's even more important to support local. So what you'll find here is a lot of people from the valley. So the first question I ask if someone wants to come and be involved with Victoria Yards is where you're from. And if they're from the valley, that's a big tick for us. And then obviously the next question is, do the products that you make, are they your products? Do you make them yourself? And then they have to be of a certain level of quality, because there are a lot of markets in Joburg. We don't want to replicate and be the same as every other market. We really want to have the top quality, and so we would much rather have less vendors than a whole lot of vendors, just because the quality is really important for us.
Outside of the amazing markets, this initiative is never meant to be an island. Set on uplifting the community, promotes integrating the broader population around the yard by inviting them to showcase what they have at the market, whatever that may be, whether it's exploring the surrounds by means of a walking tour or even a virtual one.
So what you saw there is a small travel agent that literally is promoting the valley. So we give them a space here to come and talk about the valley. And there's so many interesting things in the valley that your typical sort of patron wouldn't know about. So they talk about the valley. The community really does need help on an upliftment, and so Victoria Yards invites people to participate from the community. We provide a platform for them.
A platform that NPOs such as Love Our City Clean definitely takes advantage of.
It is a recycling company that is run here in this community, Lawrenceville. We basically call the community to bring their recyclables, which they drop off at our site, 59 Frera. They bring their bottles, their cans, their plastic, and we give them points. So the points they can use then in our community swap shop, where we sell them dry goods, clothing. The adults come on a Friday, the kids come on a Saturday to come spend their points. We also sell succulents here at the market just to raise funds for things like bulk bags, gloves and masks. We also have eco-friendly products here.
It's really good for the community that doesn't have much, but they still feel like they're earning a living.
Yes, definitely the light at the end of the tunnel with all this COVID-19, all of that. This was actually definitely an opportunity to show the community that not all is lost.
From the outdoor trails to the indoor markets, there's still so many more stalls and vendors to discover and peruse through. From magnificent hand-beaded jewelry pieces to berets and other custom-made crocheted items made while you wait. Tons of African print outfits and even traditional hand-sewn shoes. not forgetting modern t-shirt yarn bags and accessories. Outside, on the other side of the indoor market, it's a great open-air space to sit and chill and enjoy the sounds of the live band. But what would any Sunday market be without some yummies to fill our tummies?
So today you'll find probably some of the best food vendors. So the food that you're going to get, we've aimed for quality street food. So we have a lot of those type of sellers. Then obviously you're going to get gin. Gin is made off and in the property here. So we've got products that are actually made on the property that you will be able to buy and experience. So it's a variety of different things. You know, so I like to think of Victoria Yards as probably the greatest mix when you come to the space.
There you go. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
So I think South Africans, my personal feeling is that they're keen to get out. They're keen to maybe not the new normal, but just to experience life again. We're social animals. We like to interact. So this is the place to do it, and people are loving it, and they're coming to do it in a safe way.
You might have seen Xhosa women wearing this big headgear and wondering how it's done. Today I'm with Usus Jessica, and she's going to show me just how. For centuries, Xhosa women could be identified by the peacock flamboyance of the headgear. Decorated with pins, buttons and colorful cotton, Headgear can make any outfit stand out.
Sine colors apha, mustard. It's warm colors for amagqiyazana afana nathi kanje njengoba bonile banentsimbi zakho zintsimbi ezicolorful zintsimbi ze-wealth ze-harmony zintsimbi the energy, the power, the tranquility and all those things. So the Xhosa love letter yakho ke leyo. So nguveli boy ke wakho lo. Ewe. So amantombazana ke esiXhoseni anxiba icolors ezibuqanda ngoba siresemla ilanga. So ndizaqala ngale. So sine colors ke pha emaXhoseni, icolors zethu zisuka kwimbola yemihlaba ngemihlaba yaseMpuma Koloni because inantsika izikhumba bezidaywa. So ayifiki yonke lento lekhala.
The Xhosas are a proud people and their cultural heritage is close to their hearts. Traditionally, the women's clothing and ornaments show the stages of their lives. A certain headdress is worn by a newly married girl, a different style by one who has given birth to her first child, and so on. The headdress is a colorful braided turban. It takes layers and layers of different colored cloths to get to the desired size. Well, depending on the weight your neck can carry, you can have as many layers as you want. Jessica says she connects with the sun, and how she tied my duk today is a reflection of her soul.
It's beautiful as it is.
I haven't even seen it, but already I feel amazing.
Khawujike sibone ngasemva. Kumele ke ukwazi ukuwombela, uqhwabe uqhense, ukuqobise noba uthenje kancinci emgidini. Hey, ifikilele, hey bhayile ngewo, ifikilele, hey bhayile wo, ifikilele, hey bhayile, hey.
We love hearing from you, so get in touch with us on our social media pages. That's @Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. We'll be right back after this short break. With every new season, designers come up with different collections to the world of fashion. Now, in celebration of Heritage Month, we found a designer that used African prints for his latest collection.
You will agree with me when I say, after a long and nippy winter, we look forward to spring, bringing with its warmer days and colorful blooms. And the same excitement flows over to the fashion world, where new fashion collections are launched. And this year, fashion in South Africa is full of exciting print and lots of colors. Fashion designer Fortunate Khoza, known as Luffy D, specializes in ladies' wear using vibrant African prints. She treated us to a special showcase of her exciting prints from her latest Spring-Summer 2021 collection.
I'll start with the lady here. I'll name her Nomkikazi, because she's black, she's beautiful, and I actually had to put a very bright color. Obviously that goes in with a little bit of black in it, just so that it can go even with her skin tone. But this print actually specifically speaks to me a lot, because there's a lot spiritually that is happening in here. You can see an eye, you can see a triangle, you can see, and then we had to pop it up with the pink chiffon, with the, so that it can actually speak to this color in here. But this is actually very good, whether it's in winter, whether it's in summer. It actually can go in, on any season. This one, it's actually an exclusive print, because on this we will not even have to make a mass production on it. This is very nice and very pretty. It's for people who actually like a detail, and with the sleeves that open up like that. If you are a person who's not shy away from actually showing that you are very artistic, this is for you. Usisi ke lona uyasibonisa ukuthi sesijaphele ku spring ke manje. She's got the sunflower, she's got the nice and calm colors happening here. And this one actually also, for those who are allowed to show a little bit of skin on top, you can definitely rock this one up. You can even, however, still wear it as a skirt and also wear it as a dress. And it's got a beautiful bow tie at the back. These strings go to the back and you can tie them up. And udugu agasali vele wonke amarobo la ekhaya ahamba ne dugu ke. And then this one specifically, I must say, we actually had a design like this, very similar to this one. It's something that every woman loved, and it was also an exclusive. This again, it had to be an exclusive again, because we also want to show the people. We actually care about you looking different at a wedding. You don't want to wear something that every time you go function everybody else is wearing. So that's why we actually do make designs that are exclusive and something that for sure, which it's not a print.
We also got some styling tips.
Definitely, obviously, with the exclusives, you have to go that route. I will promote that route a lot. But at the same time, if you're a person who's shying away from bright colors, always go for something that is subtle. You can have your blue as your main favorite color, but at least hint it a little bit. Let it, brighten up your day as well. When you feel good, you'll have a great day.
Luffy D has been in the fashion industry for the past 6 years, catering for women of different shapes and sizes.
We offer high-end African print clothing. Yes, we do make the red carpet plain fabric, using plain fabric, but we have our ready-mades that are mainly made out of an African print, and we actually throw in a bit of a twist in it, so that a person who's not too much into bright colors, they can also still feel comfortable wearing the print.
South African fashion has become such a global hit, with designers showcasing at international catwalks.
As you do local tourism this month and visit the alluring city of Cape Town, add heritage sites to your itinerary and do tourism and heritage in true South African style. Amongst a few sites in the city, you can take a turn at South Africa's oldest surviving colonial building, the Castle of Good Hope. The Castle of Good Hope was built in the 17th century and was originally located on the coastline of Table Bay. But following reclamation, the fort is now located a short distance inland within the central business district. It was declared a historical monument in 1936, and it is considered the best conserved example of a 17th century architectural structure in the entire world. It replaced an older fort called the Fort de Hoop, which was constructed from the clay and timber and built by Jan van Riebeeck, the first commander of the Cape. The yellow paint on the walls were originally chosen because it lessened the effect of the heat and the sun. A wall built to protect citizens in case of an attack divides the inner courtyard, which also houses the Degat balcony, now with the kings of the castle statues in front of it. The castle acted as local headquarters for the South African Army in the Western Cape, and today houses the Castle Military Museum and ceremonial facilities for the traditional Cape regiments. So go out there and get your dose of South African history while you enjoy the city of Cape Town.
Stay tuned as we bring you so much more just after the break. The DeVille Bailey Gallery in Johannesburg houses contemporary pop art. What is contemporary pop art? Well, we popped in.
It's a double volume art gallery devoted to pop art, contemporary South African art, and it emphasizes, I suppose, brightness and color, irreverence. It looks at the branded world in which we live and makes a little bit of fun and a little bit of reverence for those brands. At present, we've got an exhibition by a very famous French pop artist called Cécile Plaisance, and as you can see, she has taken the figure of the Barbie doll, and she's used the Barbie doll as a kind of personification of every woman in the world, and try to show how this kind of a sense of objectification of women has detracted from women's personalities, and how women are seen as kind of types in the world, sometimes not as real human beings even, just as kind of stories about women. So she's kind of depersonalized women in order to give women a sort of look at women's personalities in the real world. We have one of our own artists called Fringe, who's like a pop artist, street artist, turned pop artist, and he exhibits in Europe, has exhibited extensively at this gallery. The art of Fringe concentrates on a number of stock characters that we know from comic books and from the media, namely Mickey and Minnie, that just like other artists use these kind of stock pop characters like the Barbie doll or like stars like Marilyn Monroe to try to make some sort of comment about society. This artist uses Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse as the sort of the ideal or the very normal ideal couple in the world. And then he brands it all. Because these are very normal people, Mickey and Minnie. They're not like your fashion idols, but these kinds of brands draw you in as a kind of an aspirant thing. So what you get is this ironic contradiction between normal people and high-end brands, particularly since he reproduces it on very low-end material, like old magazines and comics, and coloring in books, and then elevates it with a sort of high gloss veneer. So there are all these contradictions happening. There's spray can art, spray can hearts, and what happens is you get this idea of high-end, low-end, of high consumerism, of the lowest sort of comic book form and street art form, and people love it because it's colorful, it's cheeky, it's familiar. Nadia, we carry on with our tour of the DeVille Bailey Gallery, and now we've arrived at a table of creatures by a German artist called Gerhard Buchholz, who in fact spends some of his time in the Kruger Park. And he makes these out of a polyurethane mold with ceramic, and then he dips it in chrome. So what's really unusual about these is that we're used to wildlife figures. In South Africa particularly, where we've got this kind of like big safari culture going on, and those are usually cast in bronze and sort of they revere the animals that they depict as kind of like either endangered animals or animals that are seen as sort of super animals in the safari scene. But what he does is he popifies them. He makes them into chromed pop creatures. And what he does is he kind of also does exactly what the other pop artists do, which is bring the thing into a sort of like a tension between high art and low art.
Fun, colorful, and thought-provoking. A trip to the gallery. Any gallery always sparks conversation. And with this one, you can't help but want to take a piece home. Sadly, that's where we end things for our show today. But do join us again next week, same time, same place. And remember, September is Springtime, Heritage Month, as well as Tourism Month. So go out there and explore. From us, goodbye.